See who's arriving. Paste. Post. Wish I got better at this bit.
It'd be nice if you just started standing back here and just go pink.
Yeah. Hello, Bella. How are you? And Rosa. Bev too. I tell you what, the Instagrammers are way faster than the Facebookers.
Yeah?
I don't know why that is, guys, but it's true. Tessa. How are you, Terence? Whoop.
Facebook, no one watching.
Colette as well. Hello, Deb. Good cooking, Deb. Oh, Heath, finally on time. So that's really nice. Smiley here as well. Amanda Harvey. Love that you guys are so timely. It's awesome. We really appreciate it. Heather's here too. So, it's a fairly simple cook tonight, guys, because we have had the most massive 5
Couple of
days.
days. Very big couple of days.
5 days, which we will set. We'll let you know about. Hey, Kichi.
We'll let you know more about it when we know the finals about it. But
Yeah, which won't be
bit of
till
fun.
early next week, but it's going to be super exciting for everyone. Kindred, how you going? Yeah, so we decided that we're going to do something fairly simple and
something that Jodie Ann gets asked to do quite often, which surprises us, but
yeah.
is cooking just a good old-fashioned bit of steak.
Well, how to cook it properly. John Atherton's been asking for a couple of weeks, can we do meat? So we are literally doing just meat.
A piece of meat. We actually nearly didn't do one tonight because we have got a lot on.
Got so much to do, but it doesn't matter. It's all good.
I think people overcomplicate
Steak.
steak. They scare themselves out of cooking it perfect.
But you know when you go to a restaurant and you get that perfect piece of steak, there's a reason for that. Obviously, well, when you do. A chef that's been trained for 4 years, A, knows how to do it. B, there's a couple of techniques that they understand, which we'll show to you as well. And the other, probably what I class as 50 or 60% of it, is that stuff.
People are scared of that stuff.
Salt and pepper, and when you see, we're going to do it genuinely how it happens in restaurants and genuinely how we do it.
How we do it, yes.
But
Restaurants will do a couple of cheats
quantity-
sometimes. They'll have-
quantity-wise, I'm talking though.
Yeah. Yes, you will see a lot of seasoning,
Yeah, and you'll
which people
be
get scared of.
you'll be like, oh my god, that is so much. But truly, it's what gives your steak the flavour. The other little thing to know, guys, is about oil in your pan or oil on your meat. Oil your meat,
Oil your meat.
and then season.
Oil your protein, always. Don't oil the pan, oil the protein.
Yeah, because you're heating up your pan, whereas if you pop it on we want a hot pan. I'm waiting for this thing to get so hot, like
I've actually got that turned
Intensive.
down while you were talking, so you will just, yep.
Roger.
You probably want to crank it up more than that. See, here you go.
We're going to start with a smoking pan.
Real hot pan.
The resting situation is a Fettingham thing. People say, why do you have to leave it rest for so long? And the idea on that is,
You're getting your fibres to go, it's hot, and you want them to relax again. And that relaxed fibre is when you get a nice tender piece of meat.
tender piece of meat. So if you put your hand in a pan, what's your instant reaction? You tighten up. So that's what's happening to your piece of meat in the
I usually
pan,
abuse myself.
and you would abuse yourself.
Yes. Well, I want to put my hand in the pan.
Because you'd be silly, but
Yeah.
the theory is, and when you have got it into cold water or whatever the case may be, obviously you're less tense about it. It's exactly the same with a beast, lamb.
Just like why your house cracks it. When the sun comes out, your house goes bang, 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 it gets tight. And when it gets cooler, it goes crack, crack, crack as it loosens up.
Yeah.
Meat does the same. Now we're going to give you a little bit of fun fact. 2 things is, anyone who loves a good steak, it has to be medium rare because that's where the flavour is. It's where it's actually nice and tender. People want a tender bit of steak. You don't want it grey all the way through. Another fun fact is, quite often when we see meat on TV, it looks really rare. Pink has that tendency to come out on TV. We know, we've seen it, we know it, we've cooked.
Trying to
and how it
photograph
looks.
it so that it doesn't look raw when it's cooked
Yeah.
perfectly is really hard.
Another fun fact about
Comments?
medium rare meat and meat full stop is that when you see meat resting, Jodie and I, we don't fight because we love each other. That beautiful juice that's sitting in the pan, which you'll see some of that later, either in the pan or on the plate after the meat is resting, isn't blood, everyone. Everyone's saying it's blood. Oh, I don't like the blood.
Chicken meat, it's good to see you, Kieran.
It's actually not blood. Any animal that is butchered is drained of blood. They drain the blood out of it. But there is a chemical in meat that helps take oxygen to all your muscles and all the fibres and everything.
It's natural.
And it's a natural thing.
It's
actually called myoglobin. The
We've
technical
got
word, myoglobin. Blood, when you cook it, just like when you do black pudding, goes black.
Well, goes grey.
It goes black. Black pudding goes black. Myoglobin goes either a grey colour or brown, just like your meat, because it's made up of that same sort of a protein. So just a fun fact for you, that it's, hey, don't go panicking, it's blood, and when you see people drinking it, it's actually the best juice and best flavours to turn into a gravy.
I like you again, we're starting to smoke.
So it's not blood. So, all we're going to do is keep it simple. Number one, oil.
Hang on, I'll tell you what I might do, because I reckon one of these pieces had a nice big piece of fat on it. No, I probably want to leave it on. You know, if you get some steak and you think, oh, it's fully loaded with fat, fair enough if you don't want to eat it, but a good idea is to actually cut that fat off and stick it in your pan, because it's going to create more juices. It's going to make your steak taste better.
Yeah.
So,
leave it on. But make sure you
not that
always...
big a piece, I'd leave that on anyway.
So, good drizzle of oil on the meat. Get it coated in nice bit of oil.
Well, you can do both.
Yeah, we'll do both.
Roger. As in, you're going to crack both? Or
Yep,
you're
yep.
cracking both?
No.
Get your wiper. Can you see it smoking? Yeah, it's smoking.
Hot pan. Want a hot pan. Johnny Ann's using a griddle pan. Griddle pan's good for two
Just 'cause
reasons.
it's going to look good for you guys.
It looks pretty,
Mainly.
and it gives you that little bit of an air gap in under it too, which will give you that nice char. So you can do one or two things here. This is not a bad time to pull out the good salt. And that is 2 really good pinches of salt this side.
I'm going to go and show just quickly the salt, because hopefully you can still see. It's a lot. It's a lot.
Real good crack of pepper on there.
That's what makes the difference, guys. You need it.
Good crack of pepper on that one. Now you can flip it over and do it on here, or you can do this bit in the pan if you like. Once it's in the pan, if you're in a hurry, season the other side.
Nice.
And pepper again.
Smiley's excited. She's saying she feels like a nice piece of steak now.
Now this steak, what sort of steak is this actually? Because it's
This is stuff that we got from More Cool. So
Yeah,
it's
okay.
a nice, well, it's not a porterhouse, but this is a nice piece of Wagyu. See, look at that. It is fully coated. And
don't be scared.
I'm sure you
At
guys
this point in
are.
time, it's called
Hey, Gav.
seasoning.
Yeah, and the other thing with all the salt, that's what's going to give you a nice crisp in that pan. So my slots are going that way, so I'm going to go that way, and it's purely about looks. So we want that nice sizzle when it goes in. And there it is. Beautiful. Look at that.
Now if you have got fatty bits on your steak,
So good, that steak.
you can always sit there and actually put your fatty side in to make sure you render it. You definitely want to render any big fatty bits if you don't cut them off.
Yeah, that's not going to need it. Now, the whole half the time that you've put it on is pretty much about right. That's going to be probably 4 minutes on one side, maybe 5 minutes on one side, and about 2 on the other. And this is when the trick starts happening. When you see chefs and anyone that cooks proper steaks or trying to keep lamb nice and pink, they're always poking it and touching it. And there's a reason for that.
Always worked for Jodie Ann. She's done it forever.
When we did that World Cool job, which we cooked 90 steaks that day and they were all perfect, because I wouldn't cook anyone's medium or well done. That was just never going to happen.
We even
Everyone
turned
had
people
medium
that day.
rare.
Yep.
Everyone absolutely loved it. So I'll show you the trick, because it's called the finger trick. So, and I want everyone to do it with me. Put your little finger and your thumb together, and now feel that meaty part.
Ah, yuck. Ugh.
That, friends, is well done. That's medium.
A little bit softer.
That, a bit more spongy, medium rare.
Just remember, this one is going to be okay.
And that is rare. And you get used to feeling your meat. You want that resistance on your meat. The other thing that you want to do, because you're going to rest it, is it's going to keep cooking while you rest it. So you actually want to go between the super soft and the medium rare soft. Take it off, because from medium rare feeling, it's going to keep cooking. From rare feeling, it's going to keep cooking and you'll end up with your medium rare. But I've yet to serve a steak that was inedible due to being too rare. So
yeah, we served up about 90 steaks that day. There's a lot of people who were like, oh, I don't do medium rare. We actually got a comment afterwards. It was medium rare and it was beautiful.
So that hasn't even been, I wouldn't say 4 minutes, but as we've said before, I'm not used to cooking with electricity. I cook with gas. But I'm pretty happy with how that's looking.
Got a good crust on it.
And it is crusty because of the salt. You don't get that any other way. So don't go poking at it. You know, a lot of people, you hear people saying keep turning it. Don't agree with it. Poking it with something, I reckon that also pushes your blood out or your juices out, sorry.
The main thing you want to do is, the first thing you're going for is sealing it, because you are searing it, that seals it, keeps the moisture in. You want to do it both sides. And what you'll see happen on this side is the moisture will start coming to the surface again. But
I'll show you this in about 2 seconds, because I've just felt that and thought that's still red. See that?
Yep.
But it's getting close.
Yeah, that's right.
Well, that
There's
one's
that
still
feeling
red.
again. I can feel that's just a little bit softer than that.
See, face on Instagrammers probably can see. I will go over quickly.
You'll see the Gordon Ramsays and all that do fancy things, throwing their butters and oils over it.
See what we're talking about? Super soft. So that's still rare. I'm not going to leave it on for too much longer, maybe 1 more minute. I've got one super fat bit at this end. I think we'll be peeking about that. We're starting to swing to more the rare, I've got to say, with our steaks as well, though.
Yeah, we still don't like them too rare. If they're too rare, then, you know, we understand it's not that enjoyable, but
I don't want to leave that on too much longer, really, because it's going to rest.
well, one thing you can always do is give it a little bit
You can
more
always
heat,
bang it back on, can't you?
but you can't take it back.
Yeah. Check other side. Looks amazing. Maybe
Leave
another
that one on
30
just
seconds.
a touch longer.
And happy days. Well, what happened to the tea towel this
Now you can muck around there. You can put in sprigs of rosemary in there on it. You can actually sit there and try and spoon butter and
We've
play
actually
around
got
things like that.
a flavoured butter that we could lob on
Yeah.
at the end.
You can make your own butters with srirachas in there. So yeah, there's a flavoured butter. With,
Rosemary butter.
yep.
So that you can pull off and
I'll just chuck that on there to let me.
that'll look really nice,
Yeah,
actually.
that's what I'll do.
Do a nice square. And you need to touch it, and you won't burn yourself. You really won't, unless you want to keep your finger on there. You're literally just poking. Yeah, done. Done. Quick. Oh,
So just put prongs there.
yeah, here. Beautiful. I'll quickly show you guys again, because that's the other side. Hopefully everyone can see. Nice. So that's it, guys, the secret,
Get it off that heat.
the finger test.
Oh.
And time check, 1/4.
So it's 1/4, obviously we've been talking.
I'm going to leave that, that was
I'm going to actually just put that on there.
lemon was what I was going to do with that. Here we go.
Oh really? How about you do yours with lemon and mine without?
No, I'm just for the pan juices.
Oh sorry, yeah, good move.
So while I should turn that back on. So while your pan juices are hot, while your pan's still hot, is the time you want to add whatever you want to add to it. I like lemon. You could put red wine in. Would you rather that I did red wine?
A little bit of wine is going to be a good idea on this pan because it'll help lift all the flavour up there. So it'll deglaze your pan. Flavour! Winner. Get that moving around. I can already see that's plain Jodie Ann's pan for it. So it's lifted up all those beautiful salt, pepper, myoglobe and the meat flavours.
Beautiful. I will want a bit more pepper. See, I
Right,
put
let's
like
get this-
peppercorns and all sorts of stuff in this about now. You could put stock in,
Yeah, you can run some stock, you could run a little bit of milk if you wanted to do
cream,
some mushrooms, some cream.
I'm gonna also, we may as well go blokey now.
I'll probably bring that temperature down a little bit. So you're
I'm gonna
not...
throw in some Worcestershire.
Oh, you're in a different setting.
Yeah, I don't know how to change it.
You're on 240. Oh my God!
Beautiful. Could throw in some chili now if you wanted to. Just about anything. Thyme, some fresh rosemary, parsley.
It's very ready. You want to
Smell
burn that off a
smell
bit
that,
yet?
Smell that. Actually, I might go cream. And it's going to be a little bit Diane-y without being Diane. I want that. Grab out some cream, I will, because then I'll let it thicken with the cream in it.
Don't forget you're going to end up with juices.
Yep.
What do you want? Cream?
Cream. Thank you.
Okay.
Beautiful. Excellent.
Bring that down a bit more.
I still want it to boil though because I want the cream to thicken. There's fats in that. But we don't want to, well, I'd go, like I'm Manu when it comes to sauce, I would have a plate of sauce and dip steak in it, you know what I mean? I love the stuff. But I do want this to get boiling and re-thicken. Looks good though. Looks great actually. Question time. Keep an eye on that because that's going to go for another probably 5, resting on the steak. Stuart, how are you? Claire Taylor, how are you? Tiama, Jade, new grandma. John made it. Yay, I'm doing steak for you, John.
Yes, this is your steak.
I was trying to look for a tag for you on Instagram, but
Here.
you're on Facebook, obviously. What else have we got? Rosa says, I can't cook steak for peanuts. My kids do their own meat. Which surprises me about you, Rosa, because I know that you're a good cook. Colette's saying medium rare all the way. She is a chef, though. We know that. So she's...
There's no chef out there that's going to say anything above
rare,
medium
not rare. I love it. Melissa. Oh, good, Michelle. We'll catch up this week, hopefully. Michelle, hopefully you get to come up to Echuca. Love your work. Looks amazing. Thanks, Amanda. Christy, hey. How are ya? Smiley. I could never figure out steak in a pan, but my air fryer cooks it amazingly. There you go. Probably
There you
loses
go.
some of the juices,
Probably
though.
got to do with the temperature that it's been cooked at.
Jess, a bit late.
So basically what happens with meat, I've sort of studied a little bit about the proteins and stuff, but around about a bit over 54 degrees on a steak gives you really nice, that medium rare. So that's why you will see an overcooked looking steak if it's slow cooked.
I just saw someone saying, I'm well done. Tiama, you're a chef too. That can't be right.
You
Phil
can't be
Candy.
doing that, Tiama.
You'll love this one, Phil. Nice bloody hearty steak. So, do you want me to run through the fingers again for you guys that have just arrived?
Because this is a quick cook tonight.
Rose is saying
We can't slow down a steak being cooked.
No. Rose is saying she did it. We said to do it along with us.
Yep.
She did it and felt the difference.
Pinky finger and thumb is going to be a horrible steak.
So it's about feeling in here, guys. All right. So pinky finger and thumb. That is well done.
Very well done.
All right. Then you just work your way down. So that's going to be a medium well. That is going to be a medium rare, nice and soft. And that's what I was feeling for in the pan. And then rare, rare, rare. All right? So take it out a little bit rare if you want medium rare because
So
it's
if
going
you're
to
feeling
continue cooking.
Between those two there, you can literally touch the 2 fingers and you can feel the difference.
And then the other thing is, yeah, see? You actually want that to sit on the plate. I keep feeling it afterwards. I feel it until it's gone back to that nice, soft.
It'll relax again.
Exactly. Yum.
So we've just gone over for people who have joined on too. We've
That's
given
really
some
nice.
facts about what we're going to see on this plate, which is what people call the blood is not blood, it's myoglobin. It is another form of liquid that actually carries oxygen to the muscle, and it will change colour just like the meat does, because it's, you know, that's how they react together. Blood goes black, myoglobin doesn't.
Yeah. You know
So
that
it's
grey
sometimes
colour?
people's excuse not to have a really nice piece of steak because they go, I don't like the blood. Well, it's not.
It's not blood, guys.
And it's actually, anyone who's tasted cooked blood, like in your, if you've got a lot of blood in your meat because it hasn't been butchered properly,
Your organs will hold, as in if you're eating lamb's fry or
they'll hold
livers,
more of it.
they'll hold blood.
And that's why they can
That's
have,
why they go that grey colour, because they've got blood.
and
in
you'll get a metallic taste.
That's right, if they're not done properly.
So if they're not done properly, blood will give
That
you a
sounds
metallic
really
sort of taste, which you rarely get in steak because it's usually not holding blood unless really badly butchered or something.
That's a really sweet, tasty, smelling gravy there.
Oh, it's rich.
Like it?
Mm.
Do you want to
And I
add more
meant-
cream?
No, definitely not.
Oh, you like it?
Yeah. And these juices that normally we would have.
We would normally get a teaspoon and share the juices, but we're actually going to pop it back into the pan.
So we're just sharing that, once again, because we think it's important people know. I'm hoping you can see the juices in this corner here.
It's making my mouth water.
So obviously we've put some oil on there, we've put some beautiful seasoning on there. It's not all filthy, bloody and red or like someone's just been cut. It's just myoglobins and normal oils and stuff that come out of the meat. Now if you do not put that either straight into your mouth.
Oh, it's got the butter in it too, so that'll be really nice. Let's give that a bit of
Now while we let that rest, we did put some, also remember, some rosemary butter on there, because rosemary is really nice with meat. Even if you just throw it in the pan while
delicious
you're cooking
lamb.
it can be really good. So you happy for me to do some cuts on this steak?
Yes, please.
So here's the truth of it all, guys.
And the other thing is too, different parts of your steak are going to have different levels of doneness, aren't they? I mean, this steak is much fatter at that end than it is at that end. That one's fairly even all the way through, apart from the end that Mick's about to cut now. So you can't expect to have 100% doneness all the way through. How are we looking? Perfect.
Now this is, if we were doing our own steak, I would love a thicker cut. But obviously a lot of steaks come standard in a wrapper. This is how confident I am in Jodianne. I can actually not see the steak.
Oh, okay.
I'm just laying it out for you on the board there. I'm going to do this one also.
Just, oh, you're not going to be able to see the other one.
Yes, you will.
Oh. Do you want to put that in one of those little bowls? I think I will.
Just going to leave it on the chopping board.
No, the sauce.
Oh yeah,
Put
sure.
in a little gravy jug boat thing. A thingy thing that you put gravy in. One of those jiggers. Emily, Lisa DeYoung. Oh, Christine Mitchell. How are you, Gorge? Love that woman.
Yum,
Cup and spoon.
yum.
Mick Jodianne rules. Hello,
So-
honey.
Here we go, guys. Nothing to be scared of.
Can you see? No, it's easy with that one, is it? But
And I'm actually looking on that camera, and once again, cameras just seem to bring up pink a little bit more.
that to me is probably for us is. Do you reckon that's a little bit overdone for us?
No, it looks spot on to me. It really does.
Yeah. But I'm looking at on Insta and it looks. It's definitely not as.
It's definitely pinker for you guys to see on camera. Try it for yourselves.
Yeah.
But it's the same on TV. But that. Oh.
Good. Babe, melt in your mouth. Oh. I'm letting my gravy get away from me. That is perfect, guys. So that is medium rare. And I promise you, you are
That's
doing
beautiful.
yourself an injustice if you do well done. It's when you finally do a medium rare and try it for the first time, if you're a well done kind of person. Put it this way, if you weren't looking at it, a lot of people,
This is falling apart on the thing here for me, people. I mean,
if it's not in your jug. If you were blindfolded, if you couldn't see it and you ate it, you'd go, that is absolutely tender, it's delicious, it's perfect, la la la. A lot of people, it's literally just about how it looks. Can't get your heads around it. Can you turn that off, please?
can't stop licking my fingers, sorry people. It's only Jodie and I in here.
We're allowed to share germs.
We kiss each other sometimes, so a
Sometimes.
little bit of finger licking
Oh my
good
God.
stuff.
That's the leftover of that.
Wow, did you do other sauce?
Oh my God.
Yep.
That
Really
is-
want to deglaze that again. It's beautiful, it's perfect meat.
And
Serve that to anyone. They're going to go, that is tender, beautiful, where'd that amazing meat from?
that
Now
rosemary butter has added to that flavour.
100%. And it's not hard to make your own rosemary butter either.
That's, yeah.
Just get your normal butter, mix in, let it
Ugh.
get soft, mix in your rosemary and everything, put it into a rolling Glad wrap, put it back in the fridge.
Yum.
You can have it sitting there. But you can also cook your meat with just a sprig of rosemary in there.
And
So once
That's
again, I'm going to bring
probably
this
what I
up
can
for
do.
you.
you can see the resistance.
There you go, there's the fingers you're talking. That
Hard.
versus that.
Beautiful. That's delish.
But there we are. Nice little serving of meat.
So you reckon everyone will remember the finger trick? It's not hard, is it? So probably you just work your way down. If you go A-OK, that's perfect. That'll be too rare for most people. So just work your way back.
It is really, it's a bit
Just
between
don't
those
do
two.
that. John Atherton.
Don't forget that seasoning. Oil on first. Heaps
Yes.
of seasoning.
Oh yeah, read
I
that.
promise you guys, you just saw how much seasoning we put on that. Neither of us are sitting there going, oh, that's peppery or oh, that's salty. It's just nicely seasoned.
Yeah.
Instead of being a boring steak, we've done no magic sauces, no magic potions, no tenderising, no oil and butter in the pan. We
That
just put it on
literally
the rest
came out
of
of
the
the
meat.
freezer at about 4 o'clock. So that
Try and start with your meat with room temperature though, because when we're talking about those,
Don't try.
yeah, not try, do.
Start
Room temperature. Because that's, once again, those fibres are going to be more relaxed when they're room temperature. You're going to cook them, they'll go a bit tight, they're going to relax again, you go a bit loose. That's good, that good. I don't even want sauce on that.
Oh, it's really nice sauce.
I know it's going to be a good sauce.
Yeah, that's good.
No different on a barbecue. Jodie Ann's just done it on, these things can be a bit tricky because Jodie Ann refuses to try and master the, she just loves gas. She doesn't want this induction cooker
I'm a gas girl.
to take over, even though it has nice little temperatures on there for her.
That's
But
yum.
it is
And
what
I
it
meant
is.
to point out, look at me trying to dress up a flannelette. Old RB Sellers, old flanny shirt with a bit of sparkle. Not bad, eh?
I'll try a bit of your sauce.
The sauce is terrific. Oh, Jess was late due to work. That's good. Sorry, back. I asked what the liquid was that you added to the pan, please, apart from the cream. It was Merlot. Just had a bottle of Merlot left over.
From,
Friend that was here for the weekend.
and also it does pay, don't use, if you're going to make a
Tracy.
sauce, because you're going to intensify the flavour,
Tracy's-
don't use crap wine.
Tracy's saying I'd need 6 fingers. Why? Because you want it like dead or you want it tartare? Which way? If you're reading this, then I wish to say this. I hope you are all going well and are staying safe. If you ever feel like the world's crashing, always remember you're capable of anything. Oh, Courtney, you're gorgeous. Always positive, isn't she, Smiley?
Positive people,
Oh,
we
life
love
just
that.
froze on me, but managed to see the steak delicious. I always have a medium rare. It's Smiley, it's beautiful. Fairly Blades have just joined and you missed the best cook, mate. Oh my goodness. Carmel Carmichael only just joined too. You've just missed the best steak. Now this woman can cook, people. Carmel Carmichael has a cooking, school, would you say? Her business
name it, she cooks
is
it.
cooking.
She's cooking all the time.
Yeah.
So we had a lot of requests just to do a good old simple steak.
Yeah.
So just going over it again, guys. Room temperature steak, number 1. Number 2,
Oil.
put your oil on the protein, not oil in the pan. Number 3, season. And if you think you've seasoned enough, season it a little bit more. Get both sides, get it into a pan. Don't muck around, don't play with it. It's going to take, depending on the thickness of your meat, 1 to 2 minutes, maximum 2, maybe 3 if it's a thicker steak.
If it's a thicker steak, I'd be going 3 to 4 on one side and 1 to 2 on the other.
Pretty much when you see that moisture start coming to the top on the second side, you're going to be getting close.
Now you know about feeling, it doesn't matter. You might be
Just
on a
poke
low
it.
flame. We've gone on you saw the smoke coming off that pan, it was hot, hot, hot. If you can't get your pan that hot, then it's going to take longer. So that's why you want to use your finger trick to know by how spongy it is, when to turn it over, when to take it off, when to rest it, all that sort of stuff.
So that's, we've done it live for you on camera, and I'd rate that as one of the better steaks that we've had.
Yeah, I haven't cooked a steak, since we did War Cook,
That's good.
which I think was February. So we don't do steak very often, unfortunately.
And make sure, if you do have a fatty bit, make a decision that you're either going to cut most of the fat off. Don't cut all the fat off, because that's flavour. You're either going to cut most of the fat off, put it in the pan separately, but you want to render that fat. If you don't render fat, people will have goopy fat on their steak. They won't enjoy it.
So there's a bit of fat there, but it's cooked.
Well, you can see it's rendered from here.
Yeah. So.
That is beautiful, guys. Really is.
But yeah, we'll always chuck it into the pan beforehand to, start to render down if you want to eat it with your steak. Because if you leave it in there long enough, it actually turns into a really naughty, super crisp chip, doesn't
it? Does, yeah.
Of fat. It's really cool.
Yeah.
But, I mean, it's yum.
But set it aside. That way you can cook on its own, but still put the flavour through your steak.
Yeah.
And they're not bad fats. Everyone will argue about,
Good fats, bad fats.
what's good for you, bad for you, and all that. The fat in the pan beside there, it's flavour on the steak.
Exactly.
It's good. And I'll tell you what else goes with. Yeah.
Now, I have to say, Deb Dialtone, I hope that you're still watching, because Deb did our crustless quiche she bought an Aldi pan, pie maker. Did our crustless quiche, put some tomatoes and...
Seemed to be a popular one, that one.
It did.
I haven't seen too many of the other dishes.
I don't know that I've actually shared it, but I certainly will, because it was the bomb.
Good.
It looked better than ours. So, and she said it was absolutely delicious. So well done, Deb. Deb's in the running now, obviously, for this week's Coles voucher, which hopefully... Hello, Mandy. Side bottom. Nice to see you the other day. Which we'll be doing on Thursday, again, which will be our third gift voucher, which is really cool. What's Colette saying? I've told my dad that all the time he needs to have a medium rare, but still has it done. If he's coming over for dinner, I cry looking at the steak. Good plating there, Mick. Thanks, Rosa.
Been strikes have been eating it.
Yeah.
And we're just literally going to pick at this. This will be dinner.
Yeah.
Because of our mantra with champagne food on a beer budget, we rarely just have a steak on its own. This is a bit of a treat to go into a salad or with a salad or to make it, get our money's worth out of it.
Well, and that is the other thing. We have done that if there's leftover steak. That would actually be tomorrow. That'd be perfect in a salad.
There's going to be no tomorrow for this steak, guys.
There won't. But if you had to reheat it, because it's medium rare, it'll still be nice.
Still hold some moisture.
Yep, it'll still be nice to reheat tomorrow to go in a salad. But of course, if you're just having a beef salad and you don't want to reheat it, it's delicious cold as well. So, yeah.
Nice job, Bubba.
Started with good steak though, I've got to say. But oftentimes we've used oyster blade and you can make a cheap cut of steak taste fantastic if you cook it properly.
Yeah.
It's as simple as that.
And I've actually watched things where people do get some pretty horrible looking things, and I've watched many different types of cooking things where they try it in the oven and they sear it first and put it in the oven, and sear it second. I love sous vide. I try to convince Jodie Ann to do. I was mucking around sous vide a lot, wasn't it? Gets a lot of flavour into it, leaves a nice relaxed meat.
It's great.
But it takes about an hour. Jodie Ann's just done that in the pan in 5 minutes, and it's beautiful. There's something about that char on there, and
that butter's a bomb. I don't know if Kieran's still watching because he's our butcher at Echuca Meats, and there's a cut that people are using now. They're calling it something different. and I reckon it's an oyster blade that they're cutting a different way.
With butterfly in it.
Something. It's attached. It's attached. Was attached.
This one's not going to be attached. Oh, what's doing it here?
I don't know.
It's annoying me.
Yes, that I've done, and I can't. It is. It's a cut of. It's just a different way that they cut an oyster blade, and it's delish. And it's one of the cheapest steaks that you can get, but cooked properly.
Yeah, I mean, another little simple rule is when you do, if you're going to cut your steak like this, try and cut across your grain, because that way your grain helps fall apart.
Yeah.
And makes it a bit more tender rather than having a long stringy grain in each one of your cuts. So cut across the grain. What else can we tell you? We just want to reiterate for people out there, because the old,
news, but we
if
can't
you're
tell
on
you.
the medium rare train, which everyone should be on,
Grant Shawcross.
tell your friends, it ain't blood. Mine ain't blood.
Yep. Courtney, I adore your fashion sense, Jodes. Thanks, gorgeous. Cool. Michelle will be in Echuca on Wednesday, so we will definitely catch up.
Oh yes, we will.
Apparently we keep freezing, so that's annoying. Prudence has never had a well done steak, thank goodness. She would appreciate it. Deb saying thanks for the shout out. All right, well, that's pretty much.
A steak cooked.
Yeah, and I
John,
can't
I
say.
hope you made it in time to see that. How quick, how easy. Don't stress. There's the big secret for you guys. That's an okay steak. If you're not as game, don't go past the second finger. Please, don't go past the second finger.
Medium rare for the second. So yeah, we might sign off because I've still got a stack of work I've got to do to get out before tomorrow morning, and the next couple of days as well.
We might have some interesting news.
Might
Now,
have it
just
on
for giggles,
Thursday. I doubt it. I reckon it's going to be more like Monday.
we had a very strange occurrence, obviously, on Thursday, that MasterChef had a 2-minute noodle challenge while Jodie Ann and I did our own 2-minute noodle challenge. And I'm a pretty modest person.
Yours were.
Mine wasn't a bad dish.
Your was beautiful.
We went and watched that later, and I reckon mine would have held up in there.
And Elisa that was here
She's
with
a
us,
food guru, and she was very impressed
she ate
by
most of the noodles.
Probably the truth, because it got cold, we gave it a bit of a reheat and just went for that crispier noodle a bit more.
Oh yes, tell
I
them
did
that.
say,
Tell them
say
that.
on camera that I would prefer it to be a 50-50. So that's just leaving it in the pan to get that crust on there. Try and get a flip over, get another crust on there of that, like a shallow fried noodle, but it's just a pan fried noodle. Get that 50-50. And Annalisa loved it. She loved the texture.
It was delish, crunchy. It was really
beautiful.
cool.
And you saw how easy it was, guys, and it really did hold up against some of those dishes.
Yeah.
And was unique because none of the dishes on MasterChef actually did a pan fried.
No.
So, bingo. The integrity of the 2-minute noodles held up really good with 8 minutes.
Yep.
Also, surprised Annalisa.
We reckon
So it was a good recipe,
on,
guys. There you go.
We
It was
reckon-
easy.
We reckon we should go on MasterChef.
We don't think that, because that means
Annalisa
I think
and
that
I
as well,
do.
and I don't think that.
Annalisa, bit of fat.
And speaking of MasterChef, there might be some little bit of fun facts that come up. We'll wait for some more details.
Amazing the things that you can learn.
Yes, like I said, we've had a busy couple of days. We'll let you in on that when we know some more.
Yes, can't wait to tell you. You guys are hopefully going to be as excited as we are.
Yes, well, you might be able to watch us twice.
Don't know.
Well, you're watching us twice now. Might
Well-
be three platforms.
Who knows?
Who knows?
Who knows? All right, guys. Sorry, Isabel, that you've just joined, but we are heading off. We've got stacks of work to do. Thank you for everyone that's joined and all the love that's getting thrown around. Isabel, we'll have to catch you on Thursday. Yeah, so don't forget, I don't know what we're going to be doing Thursday because the next couple of days are going to be hectic as well. But
And I might be
It
off to putting seed in the ground, depending on rain and all that. Still trying to catch up for that.
I should get Michelle Ryan to come and cook with me then, shouldn't I? If she's staying.
Yeah, you might be able to do something like that.
Good, that's our scoop and lay lady. So yeah, who knows? Who knows? Things just evolve, let me tell you. And when
No,
something
they do.
pops up and it's a good opportunity to share with you guys, we love sharing it. So that's what life's about.
You're part of the family.
Yeah, exactly. All right, guys, we're going to sign off. Thank you so much. I need a refill. Didn't think I was going to say that because it's Monday and I actually didn't feel like champagne.
I didn't actually overly feel like a beer, but steak and
Yeah.
beer kind of like a fire and beer. They go together.
And it is champagne food on a beer budget after all. So, you know, gotta stick with
Done.
Gotta stick with the trademark.
Thanks, guys.
Take care,
Everybody.
sleep well. See you Thursday at 8 o'clock.
Hope you have a good week. We will see you later in it if we possibly can. If not, one of us probably will.
And we love the love. Thanks, guys.
Good steak.